Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and you're watching me pug my way to 2.8k rating on a Guardian Druid. Today's episode, we're going to be doing 2 Vortex Pinnacle runs, because I would like to get 2 more Worm Shadowflame crests, and also I want some more chances at getting the Heart of Thunder. After that, we're going to go and do a Heroic Aberrus clear. So while I wasn't recording, I actually did quite a bit of stuff. I got myself a new belt crafted. On the belt, we have the item, the Toxified Armor Patch embellishment, which increases the effectiveness of the Toxic Thorn foot wraps. I used a Enchanted Worms Shadowflame crest to craft it, so we got it done at 437. I'm probably making some people motion sick by flying around like that while I'm explaining this. But yeah, I did that with a Enchanted Worms Shadowflame crest. I actually got that from doing the campaign quest or the story quest for Aberrus. So at the pretty much at the end or near the end of the story quest, you get one of those. And that was awesome. I had no idea that was the case. I also didn't know that you get so many flight stones from doing that. So now we're sitting pretty at 426 item level. Like I said in a previous episode, I believe, I'm going to go and do Heroic Aberrus at 425 item level. But before I do that, I'm going to do my 2 Vortex Pinnacles, like I mentioned, because that will actually give me enough Worm's Shadowflame Crest fragments to craft another Enchanted Worm's Shadowflame Crest, and I think I'll use that to upgrade my life bindings. Or sorry, my life bound bindings. Now we should stay on the boss. He has less health than the ad, and there he goes. Conqueror Season 2? What's that? 1500 rating? Oh, we did hit 1500 rating, because this was a 14, whatchamacallits, a 14 Vortex Pinnacle. W plus 3'd? Well, I guess that's our best clear now. There we go. And we got a Wilhelm scream for the end. So we got invited into a group that has done Kazzara and the Amalgamation Chamber. Just in time to get some loot from the trash. Getting ready to pull Heroic Forgotten Experiments. The main difference between this fight and the usual fight is that dispelling the unstable essence from players actually leaves behind an ad after the explosion. The ad needs to be killed, otherwise during volatile eruption, boss takes does extra damage with volatile eruption. My guy just doesn't get this fight, I think. He doesn't understand that I had to taunt off of him so he doesn't get too many stacks. We have the debuff. The raid-wide debuff is gone. We can clear. Nah, this is just a shit show. People don't know what to do. The healers don't know when to dispel, so it's a bit of a hard fight. And the other tank just dispelled while the debuff is still active. I don't have high hopes for this group clearing Heroic because the other tank just doesn't know when to clear and the healers don't know when to dispel. I guess we just have so much damage that it doesn't really matter. Hopefully the other tank takes aggro here in a second so that I don't have to sit there with 20 stacks of the debuff. Good, he did. I can clear with him. If he would just stand still, that would be wonderful. I'm going to bump this ball away from the boss. There's no debuff from getting the ball. I'm going to pop all my cooldowns and hope I survive here. Somebody should be taunting. Good. Taunt back off. We can clear. That's all I needed. Somebody figured it out. Some of the DPS players seem to know what's going on, but most of the healers, like this one that just died in the middle of the room, and whoever keeps just dropping these dispels in random spots is really also annoying as heck. He's at 4 stacks. I'm going to taunt off him, get hit, immediately clear, and just continue stacking my stacks. I really need some healing, something to keep me alive through this. Okay, I'm clearing. We have 2 stacks, but I can't survive if I don't clear. Hopefully they kill Rionthus. This is such an undeserved kill. The only reason we killed this was because we had high DPS. We're doing the Zug strat, which is basically everybody goes fire platform except for 1 tank and 1 healer. I opted to stay here alone without a healer because I'm just a Guardian Druid, so I really don't need a healer. If you're the tank staying solo here or staying here with a healer, you save your cooldowns, you don't use them on pull. Everybody else pops everything on pull, and everybody else goes on the far platform. Right, well, the Demon Hunter tank left, so I'm feeling pretty confident about this. Yeah, I'm not so confident about this anymore. Boss is here with 38% HP. Okay, we finally got started with this. I was given assist, and I was also given the authority to kick whoever I thought wasn't cutting it. And there were quite a few people who weren't cutting it. There was a 420 item level mage that was doing 20k DPS. There was a 435 Shadow Priest that was not doing any DPS. It was doing like 35k, and that's on an AoE fight. Okay, so I divided into groups 1, 2, 3, 4, and we decided that group 1 and 3 should go far, and group 2 and 4 should go close. Everyone kind of stuck to it. There's 2 people that went to the wrong spots, but I guess that's okay. We're trying to use the rocks. I'm moving over. There we go. That's another group, another ad that doesn't get the spawn because I used the rock. There are ads at the door. Other group left ads go through. Okay, so when ads get to the door, that's what happens. Raid-wide damage that kills pretty much everyone. So yeah, what the group should have done there was they should have grabbed the ads as they saw them coming through as ranged DPS or whatever. You can hit them from range and then just bring them to your tank, and your tank will pick up aggro and you don't have to worry about it. At this point, I am desperate to just make sure I clear this actual content because I am running out of patience for the heroic raid. It's not exactly hard. It's not much harder than doing the regular normal raid. Okay, that guy aggroed it. Okay, we're going to middle. We're going to middle with the rest of the group. There we go. The other tank has aggro. I'm just bringing over all the range that are aggroed on me. Making sure that they come to this. We need soak. Groups 1 and 3 should be soaking. I didn't point that out, but groups 1 and 3 should be soaking. Other tank only has 1 stack of the debuff, so we're not going to taunt off him yet. Once he has 2 stacks is when we taunt, otherwise he just doesn't have enough time to get rid of the debuff. Now I taunt. He should die before this soak is necessary. There's a bunch of people with debuffs going to soak. They're going to die. Never mind. I was wrong. Well done. Okay. I got a bit stuttery there because I was just trying to actually clear the content. It's a little hard to commentate and actually pull off all the mechanics, at least for me. Maybe somebody else is really good at that. Getting ready to go. Other tanks have been doing well. We're going to mark him with a nipple so that I can find him. There he is.
2, 1.
Okay, we're bloodlusting right off the bat. That's good. The tank ripped aggro off me because he's probably doing shit tons more damage. Okay, this person's pointing the thing at the right direction. We want to position the boss so that the big circle that we need to soak is closer to range, but the other tank, I don't want to rip aggro off the other tank and cause issues. So we're just going to do it like this. Boss, there we go. I kind of shut up for a second because I really want to focus on that in case I miss anything. Although DBM Lady got my back. Got big soaks, we're going to give people movement speed. There's a lot of people getting into the soaks. Okay. That was really weird. The other tank did something weird. There was a little bit of aggro juggling there for some reason that I don't think needed to happen. That was extremely close to being stacked. Whoever did that really needs to pay more attention to what they're doing. Big soak. That one ranged guy kind of needs to get into that. It's even a mage, he could just blink in. Alright, we're looking to earthen, flaming, and then earthen. I'm going to taunt, use some defensive so I don't get one shot. Because even one of those will one-shot you, so I just need to have a defensive available at all times. Searing Slam, let's see if it's stacked. It doesn't look like it's going to be stacked. Very good. It goes to the corner of the room, even better. Shadow Lava Blast, that means after this, the tank needs to move. Whoever has aggro needs to move into the center of the room. Seems to be the Paladin. We're just moving that. No, it's me. Okay. Gonna make sure I'm not standing in shit here. We're going to use our Nature's Vigil. That'll help with some healing to a few people. It's not much, but it's not nothing either. The anti-magic shell, that's good. DK used it, that's very nice. Okay, and we're going to take the boss in this direction now. With the other tank, very good. We're going to have a Searing Slam come out here in a second. We're going to give people movement speed. My guy needs to move, okay, he blinked in the right direction. Now we're going to have a big Soak, charge, smash. That's pointed in the right direction. It's right on top of everyone. That's very good. Well, pretty much everyone's in the soak. That's beautiful to see. And we have a tank combo coming in. Flaming. Flaming. I need to taunt. Use some defensives. I use all my stuff because then I can just smash Zug Zug DPS. We have small soaks. I don't have movement speed to give. People are going to move into those. I'm gonna use survival instincts. Survive. Let the tank taunt off me. Perfect. I fucking love this fight. This fight's so fucking fun. Okay, Searing Slam. I don't have movement speed to give, but all is well. We managed to position it into the corner. We're gonna get Charge Smash, which is the big soak. We want to position it towards the group so people have an easy time getting into it. I'm not gonna use my bark skin here because there's plenty of people in it. Use one of my frenzied regents here. Get ready to taunt Earthen, and now I can taunt. Very good. Use none of my frenzied regen charges here. Keep myself nice and healthy, so there's no issues. Healers don't have to spend mana on me because I have all this self-healing. May as well use it. Save their mana for the rest of the group. Especially now that there is the Shadow Lava Blast. We're going to give people movement speed so they don't die to it. And the other tank is taking the boss to the middle as is necessary. Very good. Beautiful. I went there for moral support to join him. We're going to use our Nature's Vigil again. That's going to provide some healing to the group. Okay. The other tank has aggro, so I don't have to worry about that. HPS is not really coming through as high as we'd like it to. Okay, good positioning by the other tank. We have a Searing Slam coming in. We have plenty of room for it to be put down. There we go. I don't have movement speed. It's being put in the corner. That's very good. Other tank is positioning it perfectly towards the center so everyone can participate in the soak. Not as many people walking in, so I'm going to use my bark skin here so I don't lose as much health. Looking for the taunt. There's the taunt. Okay, other tank went down. He didn't have enough defensives up. I don't think it was an overlap of the two of the same ones. It was just not enough survivability. Ooh, the other tank taunted very well. Okay, get started. Again, the idea is to kind of just garn around the room as a tank and make sure that people have somewhere to DPS. I'm gonna go this way. Okay, other tank decided that we're gonna go that way. Cool, that works, I guess. We are not keeping him at the exact correct position where I would like to keep him, but that works. Okay, I taunt boss. The traps are coming soon. Traps have been activated. We're gonna move him. I'm going to activate my DPS cooldown so that I can cold aggro against this tank that outgears me quite a bit. As a tank, your job is just to make sure that Zaqali is positioned around the corner of the room and that he moves when the big explosion goes off. Okay. People are taking care of the ember or the bombs. I'm gonna grab this one because there's nobody else grabbing it, and I'm currently not tanking because I'm doing the thingy thing with the stuffy stuff. I'm waiting for my debuff to go away. Okay, we want to move. Okay, animating golems. Good. Tactical destruction is happening. I'm giving people movement speed and we're moving to the next part of the room. Interrupt that. I really need to hold aggro. This guy's just kicking ass and doing a lot of DPS. I'm getting messages from work on my phone, so that's kind of freaking me out. Dude, I can't hold aggro if you don't stop DPSing. I'm getting my ass kicked because this guy with the thing isn't moving away. Okay, he took aggro from me, that's fine. I'm gonna get rid of one of these. There's another bomb in the back that I can take care of. Somebody went to grab it, that's good. Getting knocked back, we'll get knocked back this way. New traps are being activated. Not ideal positioning. I need a taunt because I ran out of the debuff. I don't know if I did something wrong or not, but I feel like the other tank ripped aggro off me when he shouldn't have. Tactical destruction. We're going to give people movement speed and move to the other side of the room. This guy needs to stop DPSing. Actually, he taunted at the right time. That's my mistake. He did taunt at the right time. Okay. I can taunt off the boss now. Grab this bomb. Waiting for new traps to come in. I feel like I'm messing up this fight. New traps are here. We move. Okay. I'm looking at the other tank right now, and yeah, they're doing okay. It's fine. I'm messing up. They're not messing up. So whatever I previously said, I apologize. I was doing it wrong. Okay, people are grabbing this with immunities. That's wonderful. I don't have to worry about that. Good. Try and position over here so that the new traps that activate go over here. Tactical destruction. We're going to taunt and start moving to the other side of the room. Put Earlsaw's Vortex on that. Oopsie daisy. That should be enough room. We can finish off the boss now. 4 million. Yeah, I feel like I underperformed this fight. I was flaming the other tank even though he did absolutely nothing wrong actually. So that's my bad. I completely forgot to start recording, but this is the Loot Pinata boss, so it's not like you really missed much. I told people to stack on red for the breath, or sorry, for the pools, and I told them to move to blue if the breath happens while the pools are being stacked. That's really all there is to it. It's the pretty much exact same. We're going to give people movement speed for the knock back goes through. We're going to move the boss back so people can stack accordingly for the pools. There we go. Beautiful. Other tank will taunt off me because the incinerating maws went off, and that's it. Oof. I don't know if I can take another one of these, but I use a health stone, a frenzy regen charge. Gonna need a bit more loving because I keep taking these soaks because people are lazy about taking the soaks. The boss dies here, so let's see if the Loot Pinata gives us anything. Come on, Loot Pinata. We get off spec, we get nothing, and what's this? Wrist, but I have a crafted wrist, so we roll transmog for it. Unfortunate. Slowly but surely I'm getting through this raid, even if I had to take over the lead. Too many dead. Reset. Alright, getting ready for another Nultharian pull. Let's see what happens. Last time the tank positioned the boss poorly and people were confused about where they need to stand. And by the tank, I mean the other tank. Clearly I did nothing wrong. Oof. Okay, that group was not killing that, I think. So I'm just going to go and eat because I've been raiding for quite a while and I've been raid leading even though I was just an assistant. I was basically raid leading. The guy wasn't inviting. The only thing the actual original raid leader did was change the name of the listing, and he forgot to do that for 2 bosses as well, but we still got people to stay around. But yeah, we've killed... What did we even kill? Let's check the raid and see what we've killed. Experiments, Assault of the Zaqali, Rashok, Ziskarn, Magmorax, and that has given us a grand total of 50 Worms Shadow Flame Crest shards, and absolutely nothing else, unfortunately. But I'm probably going to keep going in a second once I'm done eating. I just need to eat. I haven't eaten since lunch. Yeah, I got food coming in like 32 minutes, so people better be on top of their shit, because I don't have much time. Yeah, I decided to order some food and just grab a quick Vortex Pinnacle run to get another crack at that trinket that I want. Oh, that was messy at the end there, but we got it done. Even though I had to go in the middle of the dungeon, we still got a +2. I don't think we were getting +3 with the DPS we had, but it was a pretty good run. Still no trinket, unfortunate. Alrighty, getting ready to pull Heroic Kazzara the Hellforged. As a tank, it's still pretty brain dead. You swamp every time the thingy thing goes off. The claw things. Taunt, and there we go. A bit bumpy on the HPS, but overall it looks like we pulled through. Oh fuck, I'm dead. Oh, I'm not dead. Yay, I survived.
2 seconds later.
Well, that's a wipe. Getting ready to do the second pull of Amalgamation Chamber. The first time kind of failed because the other tank was a bit lost in the sauce. Didn't know exactly when to taunt. I'm still under the effects of Withering Vulnerability. Alrighty, attempt number 3 of this boss. The way we're doing it is the Heroic Pug tactic of one person being sent to tank the Void one, and the rest of the raid just going to town on the fire guy. Since I have a lot of self-healing, I can just sit here and not really give a shit about this one. Pretty much every tank can sell this, if I'm not mistaken. I think maybe with the exception of Warrior. I actually don't know. I've just only ever done it on Guardian Druids, so what the heck do I know? But the idea is to just burn one of them down very quickly, and then you don't have to worry about the tactics of swapping between the two groups. Not a bad pull. 9 stacks of this, not too bad. Those will be cleared here shortly. The other tank should have aggro. He just out DPSs me naturally. We have Bloodlust going off. We're going to taunt off the boss so this blast doesn't kill our friend. Because the Withering Vulnerability thing makes you vulnerable to Shadow Flame damage, and then he does the Shadow Flame blast. By he, I mean the boss. And as the other tank, you want to taunt that off your friend so he doesn't get killed. Okay, all of those are being soaked. I was freaking out for a second. I wasn't sure if those will get soaked or not. I'm ready to get hit by Withering Vulnerability. Here comes this. Big soak. 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 Okay, people are actually soaking. Very nice. We're going to give people movement speed with... Should have probably not given the movement speed because there's always a shaman that seems to be giving everyone movement speed, so I don't have to do that. Very good. Gonna wait for the next Withering Vulnerability, taunt off the boss, like so. Oh, and I didn't use my movement speed. Okay, good. I thought I did, but I didn't. That's good, I have it for the next big soak. People need to choose if they're standing it or not. There's a game of chicken there for a second. And hit by the vulnerability thing. There we go, everyone should soak, soak. I did not soak for good reason. That's because I had the Withering Vulnerability still on me, so the soak would have actually killed me almost 100%. Going to go ahead and use my offensive cooldown here, or main incarnation. I keep calling it my offensive cooldown, but it's just a cooldown. It is relatively offensive compared to the other ones, but yeah. Okay, well I have one here. I'm going to use Barkskin to help soak it. Only one person that needs to soak that. Okay, no tank. Soak that. Soak. I can't soak because I have the Withering Vulnerability. So that's my reason for it. See. Withering Vulnerability. Whoever that was in front of me, I'm sorry, but like you need to learn to stand behind the boss. I'm unable to hold aggro against this other guy because he's like 20 item levels above me or something. Okay, people are soaking. I'm going to use Survival Instincts here because I'm scared to die. That worked out because it managed to grab that. Soak. Okay, and now we can finish off the boss. I'm gonna give people movement speed in case they didn't get hit by the totem. We should be able to finish the boss off now. This was so much harder than it needed to be because people just didn't soak. I couldn't soak because I had this vulnerability multiple times. And the boss should be dead here. 1 million, and there we go. Okay. Bit of a shit show, but it worked out. Yeah, peeps, I'm struggling to find a group that doesn't already have tanks. This group has no tanks, but I'm pretty sure they just wiped because they did have a tank a little bit ago because I saw them having tanks. So I think they're not having a good time. But yeah, I just can't find a group that's actually going to do it. And I don't want to form a group that's going to do all the other bosses with one person who's loot locked, which would be myself. Yeah, and I even got declined from that group. Or they just, oh no, they listed. That's why I got declined. There's nobody else doing Heroic Echo. All of these guys have tanks already, so I guess that's it. I guess in another episode I'll try to take care of Echo and Sarkareth on Heroic to get curve on this character. So a recap of today's episode. We started it off by doing 2 Vortex Pinnacles. I was doing those just to get Worm's Shadowflame crests. I already had 1 and I had 6 fragments, so doing 2 more netted me a total of 3 crests. We then used those 3 crests to craft ourselves or recraft our bracers. I then went and did a bunch of Heroic Aberrus bosses. We did experiments up to Magmorax and including Magmorax. We tried to do Echo, failed twice, and I was just knackered because we were spending a lot of time just reforming the group after each boss fight because people kept leaving because they didn't need the other bosses or whatever. At any rate, it took a long time to get to Echo, and then we kept failing at Echo, and I just called it quits because I was getting real hungry and I needed to order some groceries. While I waited for my groceries to get there, I did my third VP. Still no luck on the trinket, but we did get some more worm fragments. I then went on and did Kazzara and Amalgamation Chamber. Kazzara was boring as per usual. Amalgamation Chamber was a bit more difficult because people just wouldn't get in the soak. So we wiped twice because people weren't soaking the big soak, which ended up just killing the group from raid-wide damage. And the third time when people started soaking, we killed it without pretty much any issues. A few deaths near the end of it, but it was mostly people who were a little undergeared, so their just stamina bar was, or their health bar just wasn't big enough to deal with the damage being dealt in Heroic. But at any rate, we got it down and I got a weapon upgrade. So today I got a necklace upgrade from one of the VPs, which has more versatility than crit. The one I had before that had more crit than versatility. The reason it doesn't have 3 sockets and gems in them is because I'm kind of fucking broke right now. I only have 2k gold, so that's a bit of a struggle. I don't want to spend that on sockets right now. The other upgrade that we got was recrafting our bracers to 437. That was very nice. I also switched from haste mastery to haste versatility. And of course the weapon that I got from Amalgamation Chamber just earlier. It has haste versatility, which is, again, those are your best stats. You want more haste than versatility, and you want more versatility than mastery. Mastery is a close second to versatility, but versatility still is better from what I've seen people gear on the top end. I think the only veteran piece of gear that we have left is this Screaming Black Dragon scale that we have from LFR way back in the day. Everything else is champion tier or hero tier even, so our weapon in this is hero tier. We have a few crafted items, and the rest is champion tier, which is really, really good. Basically, now we just need a bunch of Worm's Shadowflame crests, and we also need a bunch of Flight Stones. So in the next episode, I'm going to try and finish up Heroic Aberrus by killing Echo of Neltharion and Sarkareth. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do that purely because people just do not invite people that are 428 item level for the last 2 bosses of the raid on Heroic. To be completely honest with you, I'm surprised that I got to kill as many bosses as I did today, but I guess people were just desperate for tanks. At any rate, if we don't get to do the last 2 bosses of the raid on Heroic in the next episode, what I am going to do in the next episode is just go to town on some Mythic Plus, try to get a bunch of Worm Crests, try to get a bunch of, what are they called? Thingy things with the stuffy stuff, the Flight Stones, and just keep gearing up. But yes, that's pretty much the whole recap for this episode. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.